Welcome in. I am the CryptoBullGod, and in today's video, I wanted to take a look at one chart and discuss the potential next steps for Bitcoin and altcoins coming up here in the next few months, closing out the year of 2022. If you appreciate the content, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, leave an old comment for CBG, and I will reply because I like engaging with the community. Now, with that in mind, none of what I am providing is financial advice. I am simply looking to educate and to help others by evaluation through sound technical analysis. However, the ownership falls on you to make your own personal financial decisions. So with that being said, let's get into it. In this past Wednesday's Bitcoin Crypto Happy Hour, thank you for all those who showed up this past Wednesday. There was one key chart that I forgot to cover and provide an update on, and we really need to examine what's going on here. This is a really critical chart, and this is the Bitcoin dominance chart on the weekly. Now, as you can see here, this is something I have extensively covered on both Twitter and YouTube. There was a pattern that was being formed here, and that pattern was a bearish pattern for dominance. For Bitcoin dominance, and it's bullish for altcoin dominance, meaning if it's bearish for Bitcoin dominance, what that means is it would imply that Bitcoin dominance would be dropping off, and hence it has Bitcoin dominance and altcoin dominance have an inverse relationship, meaning if Bitcoin dominance is dropping, altcoin dominance is increasing. If Bitcoin dominance is increasing, altcoin dominance is decreasing. Okay, they have an inverse relationship. So if it is bearish for Bitcoin dominance, it is bullish for altcoin dominance. Okay, but what I had down here was this flagpole and then a flag pennant right in here. Very bearish for Bitcoin dominance. And there was a technical target, I do not recall it off the top of my head, for the drop that would have taken it down, somewhere in the low 20% range. Okay, but what actually played out here? Let's see what actually played out. Well, even though we had this pennant, it temporarily looks like it's been invalidated, right? Patterns, what non-technical analysts don't realize, for the people who don't evaluate charts, aren't really familiar with charts, aren't analytically minded, what you lose sight of is that when there are value-added technical analysts in the space, what they're doing is they're providing you with probabilistic statements. These patterns show up for a reason. The reason we can draw this pattern is because historically it has some sort of high probability of breaking in a likely direction, in this case down. It doesn't have to, though. It's not a guarantee. So in this case, what ended up happening was we were in this bear flag, okay, descending triangle. We broke up. Now, there's two scenarios here that are most likely, and this is really what you need to watch for, and this is key. The formation for something like this can break, but it could be a fake out, and we actually could re-enter the pennant and continue to play out to the downside. However, the other scenario is that, let's take a look at a cleaner chart here. The other scenario is that we have a low here, a high here, a low here, okay, a higher high here, a higher low here, and we're just going to continue to stair step up, implying, okay, as far as next steps moving forward, this scenario would suggest that the dominance for Bitcoin would continue increasing, okay, to some point, maybe up here, before it started to plummet down, okay, and that would imply that Bitcoin's USD value would be appreciating at a greater rate relative to all the other altcoins in the market. However, the other scenario that is quite possible is, even though we broke out of this pennant formation, the thing I want to stress here, you can see that we had resistance here. We had resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, broke out, formed support here temporarily, but have since broken back down into the pennant, okay? If we remain under this descending line of resistance right here, and we begin to backtest, this is sort of a median line I have drawn here, but we really come back to this level where all these blue lines are at. You guys know, if you've been subscribed to this channel or follow me on Twitter, every time we continue to hit support like this, where the blue lines are, it weakens. So if this plays out and Bitcoin dominance drops somewhere down here in the 40 to 39% range, I fully expect this to break and come down. And that would be very counterintuitive to what a lot of people are calling for. Keep in mind, when we were way up near the top, okay, and Bitcoin was in the 50, 60, even the mid to high $40,000 range, many like myself were extremely bullish, felt we would see, minimal downside at that point once we were in the $30,000 range, and continued upside. We went a lot lower than I was expecting. Okay, the market went a lot lower than I was expecting. Okay, a lot of people that were bullish were taken by surprise. Everyone has been bearish now. Everyone has new fractal patterns showing Bitcoin is going to $10,000 or $8,000, which I do not believe. I believe the bottom is in. I'm on record as saying this on Twitter. So it would not surprise me if now everybody who is bearish is taken by surprise, and we've actually re-entered this pennant, and the pennant actually does play out, and we continue downside on the Bitcoin dominance, and have a true rally in altcoins, leading to new all-time highs entering 2023. Okay, keep in mind, and I've spoken to what dominance actually means on this channel a few times. Bitcoin dominance ultimately decreasing here does not mean that the USD value of Bitcoin is decreasing. That's not what it means. It just means that the rate of appreciation, okay, the moves to the upside, are outpacing Bitcoin. So Bitcoin as dominance, okay, is coming down here, struggling with TradingView. Is Bitcoin dominance, all right? If Bitcoin dominance were to come down here and find support, temporarily kind of bounce up, Bitcoin could be increasing in value, USD value, but altcoins would be outpacing it, okay? And then further plummeting down. Again, Bitcoin could be increasing in value, and the altcoins are just outpacing Bitcoin. This sort of behavior, okay, this sort of downturn is very similar, and there's one other thing I want to point out in the chart, very similar to what we saw here. So what happened back in 2021? Well, as you know, during this price movement, during this huge decline right here in Bitcoin dominance, what was going on? Bitcoin wasn't going down. Bitcoin set a new all-time high up at $60,000. But altcoins went on a massive run as well and outpaced Bitcoin. That's what led to this drop. So what I'm saying is, if this scenario were to play out, that I'm pointing out here, that we re-enter, this was a fake out right here, we re-enter the descending triangle / bear flag, and dominance truly does go down, okay? Bitcoin can be increasing in USD value, but again, we would have a massive alt season. You really want to watch out for that. The last thing I want to point out on this chart real quick, this is getting really messy here. Last thing I want to point out, look at the MACD on the weekly, okay? Now, we've kind of flirted with a negative cross here, a bearish cross here, and we rode it. Every single time we got low in Bitcoin dominance, the MACD sort of rode but never crossed, okay? You can see when we had a massive altcoin season and Bitcoin also increased in value, as dominance was dropping off for Bitcoin, we had this huge MACD cross that played out, right? Look what just is turning red here. This is red. We may see a cross on the MACD. There's no price indicator to instill certainty, but it's perhaps a leading indicator to tell us that we could expect continued downside if we do get a negative cross here on the dominance. So also watch the MACD on the Bitcoin dominance. So that's all I wanted to bring you today. This was a key chart I wanted to cover, like I said, this past Wednesday during the Bitcoin Crypto Happy Hour. Again, if you appreciate the content, please like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. So until next time, spread awareness and carry the education forward.
So what you gonna do, $5 on CryptoBullGod and his crypto maniacs and the entire